Welcome to In My Toolbox. Ito na naman po tayo mga kaibigan. Ako po ang inyong abang lingkod, Enrico Pobre po. You know, this is actually a weekly talk show that will help you learn on how to maximize and optimize your hard-earned money. And of course, to be able for us to build a dependable future for you and your family. But of course, guys, in any idea that will transpire in this show, always consult with your financial advisors, insurance professionals, and tax consultants. Okay? So again, pangalan ko po, Enrico Pobre. I'm a sales, marketing, and trainer, an economist, an entrepreneur, and also a financial professional. So ang In My Toolbox po is going to be your go-to weekly talk show that will discuss your personal financial or personal financial money matters. So we will tackle important information na hindi po tinuturo sa eskwelahan, ano? O konti lang siguro, that will empower you and in every household here in this great country. So, we will unbox financial strategies and processes on how to accumulate, preserve, and protect and distribute our hard-earned assets. Okay? So, while we are focusing on, looking for more money, adding more money, we'll have to understand as well and be educated on the three phases of money that I just mentioned. By the way, if you have questions po in this show, you can always put a question on the chat box. Or if you will be listening to this show on a later time, please feel free po to connect with me through my Facebook page entitled In My Toolbox. Or connect with me via Instagram, LinkedIn, or simply Google na lang my name, Enrico Pobre. It will come out there. Or email me at enrico.inmytoolbox@gmail.com. You can download po itong app natin sa smartphones or simply go to PHLV Radio sa Facebook. Or you can also access through our podcast platform like Spotify, iHeart, and Apple Podcast. So, ganyan po tayo ka easy to listen or to attach yung PHLV Radio sa inyo kahit nasaan po kayo. Anyway, ang dami ko na yatang sinabi, Okay, let's dive down to our topic for tonight. Ang topic po natin dito, breakdown annuities. Syempre, hindi lang po ako magsasalita ngayon. Babalik po natin dito ang ating guest po. Syempre, we would like to have resource speakers who are very, very knowledgeable with the topic that we're talking about. And I would like to bring back my good friend here, who's been in the industry for over 20 years. He's from California in saan ba to? Sa North Hills sa may valley, sa California. Ang aking kaibigan, Mr. Raul Tecson. All right. Hey Raul, how are you, man? Thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thank you for the invite, Enrico. Maraming salamat.
Of course. Syempre, ito yung paborito natin topic. Marami tayong Tagalog ngayon kasi Pilipino tayong pareho ngayon. Pero ang ibig ko lang sabihin, I would like to break down with you annuities. I know this is your forte. This is something that you can expound more sa mga listeners natin. So, basically, Raul, ang question ko muna, ang una nating itako is the three phases of money. We always talk about this one, Raul, and in fact, I'm learning from you as well. The three phases are the accumulation phase, preserve and protect, and number 3 is what you call the distribution. So, can you elaborate a little bit of the three phases of money?
Well, basically, since you mentioned that, Enrico, if I might just quickly add to that, the reason why we do any of these things, for that matter, is because we want to have these two things, which is control and peace of mind.
Of course.
Okay, because when we have control and peace of mind at whatever stage of or phase we are, then we know that we're doing the right thing. So, yung sinabi mo, the stages of money or the phases of accumulation. Okay, the first stage is when we come out of school, right, and we start our career, get married, and have a job, and now we start to do what? Accumulate assets. Okay, so we're accumulating these assets. Now there comes a point in our life where we figure, okay, I have enough winnings or accumulation. Now it's time for me to protect and conserve those assets. In other words, insure. I want to insure them. And lastly is when I'm no longer on this earth, right? My time has come and it's time for me to go home. My next of kin or my heirs will now enjoy the fruits of my labor. In other words, accumulation is when you plant the seed, right? And you basically nurture it until it grows. The preservation is basically when you are now see the fruits of your labor growing and you continue to fertilize, right? And take care of those fruits. And then the same thing is when conservation, when you're done, then your next of kin can continue to now, they could take advantage of the shade of the tree that you built. So that's
Very good. Actually, that makes sense to me, no? Ang ibig lang po sabihin dito, pag bata tayo, ang ating idea is to accumulate funds first. Trabaho tayo, negosyo tayo. We put our money into different accumulating platforms, you know? So, pagkatapos natin siya na-accumulate pagdating ng panahon, syempre, kailangan natin protektahan yon and to preserve that. Kasi pinaghirapan natin buong buhay yun, eh. And of course, pagdating ng panahon, kailangan na natin siya, yung sinasabi mong distribution phase, this is the phase that you can actually transfer it or use a portion of it, parang ganon. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun, di ba?
Oo. Kasi kung mas yung mga kababayan natin, nakaka-relate sila sa basketball. Eh. Di ba? So yung accumulation, player ka.
Okay.
Diba? Naglalaro ka in the game, di ba?
Okay.
Ngayon, pag medyo nasa preservation ko na, di ikaw na ngayon ng coach.
Yun.
Hindi ka na nakakalaro, di ba?
Okay.
And then later on, ma-promote ka from coach, di siguro ikaw na ngayon ang manager ng team.
Ayun.
Di ba? So, something like that. Or ipamamana mo na dun
Alam mo,
sa iba.
gusto ko yung sinabi niya, ang pag-build ng pera parang basketball pa talaga yan. Ano?
Parang laro ng basketball.
Very good. Gusto ko yan. Ano? So, ganun lang pala dapat talaga ang pag-iisip natin. Pero dapat ito, all at the same time, pinaplano na natin whatever stage of you're in your life right now. You know? Very good. Sige ngayon, ang pag-usapan natin ngayon, because of that phases of money, yung annuities na sinasabi natin that we need to break down, Raul, anong part yan? Saan doon sa tatlong yan ang annuities?
Okay, normally sa second phase yan. Kasi siyempre, you cannot insure what you do not have, di ba?
Oh, correct.
Ini-insure mo lang yan para siguradong hindi na mawala. Kasi nga, meron tayong bahay, bakit tayo pinapipili ng mortgage insurance ng lender?
Correct.
Dahil kasi protektahan yung kanilang asset, which is their mortgage, di ba?
That's right.
Tayo naman, di ba, bakit tayo bibili ng car insurance? Di ba? Lalo na kung may balance yung auto, required din yun. Pero more so, kung ma-accidente tayo, or worst case scenario, yung dependent natin makasagasa, hindi tayo madidemanda, meron tayong limit. So, ini-insure din natin yan, di ba?
Correct.
At the same time, ganun din yung buhay. Kaya tayo kumukuha ng life insurance, hindi dahil gusto natin mamatay, dahil gusto natin may maibigay na legacy sa ating pamilya na tax-free kung may mangyari sa atin.
Life insurance yan.
Di ba? So, it goes without saying, annuity is basically a protection as insurance from your losses of your retirement. So, in other words, ini-insure mo yung IRA, ini-insure mo yung 401k mo na nag-accumulate na, di ba? Kasi, again, alam natin, lalo na dito sa Amerika, yung kasabihan na, okay, it's one thing to make the money, but it's more important to keep what you make.
Yun.
Or most of it.
Correct. Diba? Tama yan. Medyo na-gets natin yun, ano? Tama sabi mo kung cellphone nga natin, ni-insure natin.
Hindi ba? Marami tayong ni-insure Iba yung mga artista, ni-insure nila, depende kung ano yung sila. Meron dyan, nag-insure ng yung legs lang, di ba? Iba yung mga singer, yung mga katulad mo, di ba? Mahilig ka kumanta, ni-insure yung boses. Di ba? Di ba? Kasi pag hindi na sila makakanta, hindi na sila nakikita ng pera.
Dapat pala, ni-insure ko tong boses ko, mga kaibigan.
Dapat, may siguro.
Insure.
Diba? Sige. Kasi pag nag-retire na yung mga iba dyan, pwede ka na ngayon Wala na si Luther Vandross pwede ka na.
Papalitan ko na si Luther Vandross.
Oo, pwede ka na dyan. Miskarte parts. So, anyway.
So, ibig sabihin nito, bro, kung ini-insure mo ang cellphone mo, actually, mga bago, may iPhone 13 ngayon I bet, pag bumili ng mga bagong iPhone 13 yan, insured bigla yun, Tapos, pangalawa, ini-insure natin yung mga property, yung kotse natin, yung bahay natin, very good. Tapos, ini-insure natin ang buhay natin. To cut the story short, itong sinasabi mong annuities, ini-insure mo ngayon ang retirement mo.
Oh, yun ang vehicle.
Very
Kumbaga, di
good.
ba, merong vehicle normally gagamitin sa lahat ng bagay. Kaya nga,
Very
in your toolbox, this is one of the tools in the toolbox, di ba?
Very good.
Kasi annuities provide lifetime income that you cannot outlive.
Wow, maganda
Okay.
yun ha. Sige,
Oo.
pag-usapan natin yung annuities na yan. Yung annuities, alam ko, Raul, may tatlong klaseng annuities, basically lang, Sa tatlong annuities ang alam natin. Mga kaibigan, baka narinig nyo nito, yung variable annuities, yung fixed index annuity, o kaya yung SPIA na tinatawag nilang single premium immediate annuity. No? So, meron pa bang iba doon, Raul, o yung tatlo lang ang usually ginagamit?
Actually, yung SPIA is also derivative, no? Dalawa lang talaga yan eh. Fixed or variable.
Yun lang talaga siya.
Ngayon, paano nila binabayaran yun? Kumbaga, ina-hybrid nila yan, nilalagyan nila ng flavoring.
Okay.
So, bakit ibig sabihin? Yung single premium, yung SPIA na sinasama mo, binigay mo na yung pera mo sa kanila, immediate na yung bayad sa'yo for life.
Okay.
Whereas, yung iba dyan, yung meron din fixed na nakatali sa performance ng stock market index.
Okay.
Pero hindi ka kasama sa, nagpa-participate ka dun sa gain ng market, hindi mo sila makukuha lahat, pero in exchange na wala ka naman loss.
Very
so yun
good.
ang ibig ko sabihin.
Sige,
yun na natin more or less pinofocus. Kasi, kumbaga sa gitna yan eh. Yung fixed is fixed. Kung ano man yung makuha mo, yun na yun. Paano kung maganda yung performance ng market? Hindi ka kasama.
Perfect.
Okay?
So yun pala
Whereas
yun.
on the other side of the spectrum, variable naman. Variable, para ka nasa, tama-tama, nasa Vegas kayo. Kuha mo lahat, ang panalo, di ba? Pero, pagka bumaksak yun, sama ka rin. Di ba? Kaya nga, di ba, Las Vegas is, tawag nito, fondly called sometimes lost wages, di ba? Kasi nga yung mga tao pupunta, tinataya yung pera.
Oo nga.
Anyway,
sana
that's
kung
beside
pera
the
nga
point.
Sana nga kung pera lang. Nakikita ko nga, meron bahay,
diba?
tinataya. No? Tige, ito muna. Total, itong idea natin, breaking down annuities. Ulitin natin. So, ang annuities, bigyan muna natin siya ng ng picture. Kailangan natin i-visualize sa mga tao how the annuities works, So, ang pagkakaintindi ko dito, Raul, yung pera mo, basic mo na, yung pera mo, ilalagay mo sa bucket. Tapos doon sa bucket na yon, ilang taon natin siyang itatago doon. Tapos, after natapos yung taon na yon, ilalabas na natin yung perang yon. So, in other words, the funds, we have to put it into a bucket for so many years, which is the term, and then the third phase would be the distribution phase, the time that they take it out, correct?
Yeah. Actually, ang annuities, like you said, yung example natin sa life, no? Protecting life, protecting yung home, protecting yung vehicle, ginagawa lang yan, insurance company lang. Kasi minamanage nila yung risk. Ganun din tong annuity.
Okay.
Annuity can only be purchased from an insurance company.
Oh, yun ang hindi natin talaga alam, So, annuities pala is galing yan sa insurance company.
Backed by the full faith and credit of the credibility and strength of the insurance company.
Wow.
Diba?
Very
Hindi
good,
ka pwede
very good.
pumunta sa Bank of America, bumili niya.
Okay. So, hindi lang basta-basta pa lang gusto ko nito, makakakuha na ako.
Well, may specific kang pagbibilan. Kung baga gusto mo ng iPhone, okay, hindi ka pupunta sa Samsung store, di ba? Kasi binibenta yun, competition yun, di ba?
Alam mo, naalala ko lang to, bro, ha? I just remembered this. Nung bata ako, pupunta ako sa sari-sari store. Sabi ko, pabili nga po ng Coke, yung Sprite.
Anong klaseng Coke gusto mo? Yung Sprite, yan.
Pabili nga po ng Colgate. Anong Colgate? Yung Pepsodent. Ganon din pala dito. So, pag bibili natin itong itong annuity na to, sa insurance company natin siya kukunin.
Doon lang natin kukunin yan. Di ba? Kasi parang kung gusto mo bukas ng CD, sa bangko mo lang makukuha yan. Kung gusto mo mag-invest sa stock market, Sa broker dealer mo na may makukuha yan. Diba?
Very good. So,
kanya-kanya specialization yan.
Ganun pala yun, ano? So, ang annuities makukuha lang natin sa insurance company. Very good. So, balik tayo dun sa tatlong phases ng annuities kanina. So, yung first part is yung funding. Anong pera ang pwede nating ilagay sa annuities, Raul?
Okay, meron silang tinatawag na dalawa eh. Meron silang tinatawag na qualified funds. Okay, may sabihin nun, qualified for a tax deduction.
Alright.
So normally, ano ba yung mga funds na qualified for tax deduction? Or tax deferral tax deferral. Yun yung 401k mo, okay, retirement. Ngayon kung nasa public sector ka, meron silang 403b na tinatawag dito, or 457. In other words, retirement account na hindi ka pa nagbabayad ng taxes doon, kaya nga dinidefer.
Okay, qualified accounts yan.
Qualified ka for a what? Tax deferral. Okay. So yeah, that's one type ang tatawag na qualified annuity. Okay. Meron naman yung tinatawag na non-qualified. Hindi sila qualified, yung funds na yun hindi qualified for a tax deferral. Okay. So ngayon, yung pera na yun, normally manggagaling na may pera yung tao na na-save nasa CD.
Correct.
Okay, kumikita ng very minimal. Lalagay niya dito ililipat niya dito sa tax deferred annuity, okay, which is considered non-tax qualified, okay, for a better return.
Very good. So, dalawang klase pala yung funds na pwede nating ilagay doon. So, pag-usapan natin ang pagkukuhanan. Okay. So, pag-usapan natin yung qualified, Raul. Okay. So, sabi mo kanina, 401k, 403b, 457, ito yung mga deferred comp. Sabi mo, pwede natin siyang ilagay sa annuity. Okay. Ang terminology doon, ang naalala ko dyan, is the word rollover.
Rollover is fancy term na ginagamit nila. Industry term kung tawagin.
Ang rollover yung tawag doon, ililipat lang natin. Tama yun?
Ngayon, for sake of simple English, transfer, o sa Tagalog, ililipat mo.
Ililipat mo lang siya.
Pen, Ngayon, meron mga annuity na kumpanya na may annuity na pinigbigay na tinatawag na bonus.
Okay.
Bakit? Ano yung bonus? Exactly what it means. Bonus, bibigyan ka lang ng extra. Incentive yun para ilipat mo yung pera, number one. Number two, para makarecover ka man lang sa losses sa stock market.
Naalala ko tuloy, bro. Naalala ko nung bata pa ako na sa Pilipinas ako, pag may bagong bangko nagbubukas doon sa probinsya namin, maglagay na kayo dito ng savings niyo, may bonus kayo. Ganon din ito, di ba? So ang
bonus nung kalendaryo.
Kalendaryo pala binibigay, no? Pangalan doon ng bangko.
Yeah, kailangan din ng bangko.
So, it means that the rolling over, so you can roll over your retirement plan to an annuity. So, ibig sabihin, the custodian, yung tagahawak ng pera mo dito, ililipat mo lang sa ibang custodian. So, custodian to custodian ang tawag doon. So, roll over yon. Ang question dito, Raul, ano ba, may edad ba, may requirement ba to roll over ng mga qualified funds mo?
Maganda yan. Normally, para pagkaganyan, i-roll over yan, withdrawal ang may normally, pagkuha ng pera ang normally may rule na may penalty at saka may age, no? Pero kung ililipat mo lang, let's say for example, magkatrabaho ko sa company A, tapos na-terminate ka o nag-resign ka, lilipat ka ngayon sa company B, kung naman yung pera mo sa company A, pwede mo na kagad ilipat.
Okay.
Katulad ni sinabi kanina, custodian, diba, namamahala, naghahawak ng pera. Ini-insure mo na ngayon.
Correct.
Diba? Kasi kung hindi, iwan mo doon, normally, nasa accumulation, account.
Correct.
Na pwede siyang kumita, pwede siyang mabawasan.
So
normally, yun ang ginagawa ng mga tao, nililipat nila yon. So, tama yung sinama mo, rollover.
Okay. Meron tayong tinatawag sa mga qualified accounts na yan, yung mga IRA na yan, na 59 and a half. Ano ibig sabihin nun, boss?
Okay. Ngayon naman, yung 59 and a half applies to taking distribution. Okay? Ang batas kasi, sabi ng IRS, sige, papayag kami na huwag nyo muna namin tataksan ito. Pero may limit ito. Kailangan age 59 and a half ka.
Correct.
Bago mo makuha yan na walang penalty. Pero babayad ka pa rin ng tax, ha?
Okay.
Babayad ka pa rin ng tax. Pero at least wala kang penalty. Kung kukunin mo before 59 and a half, may penalty yan. Normally very steep.
Very good. At least naiintindihan natin yung mga kaibigan. Ang ibig lang sabihin ni Raul dito, doon sa mga individual retirement account natin, pag hindi pa kayo 59 and a half at gusto mong kunin ang pera mo, of course, pwede mo naman kunin yan. But of course, you will be penalized on that. And then, of course, the tax implication. But the other side of the pin, if you're more than 59 and a half and you would want to access the funds, of course, you're not going to be penalized, but you will still be taxed. Okay. Now, in relation to the annuities that we're talking about, you can roll over your retirement account to another custodian like the annuities, pero you can only do it if you are over 59 and a half. You cannot do it before 59 and a half. Tama ba ako doon, kapatid?
Hindi, Brad. Ang ibig sabihin niya, you can roll it anytime. You can be 40 years old, na-lay off ka sa company A, pwede mo na i-roll over.
Okay.
But you cannot take possession of the account. Ibig sabihin, okay, i-liquidate ko na, well, without penalty. That's what I should say. No? Pwede mong kunin yung pera, pero heavy yung penalty.
Correct.
Bakit ganon? Kasi ang purpose niyan is put and keep account. Hindi put and take. Yung put and take, yun yung savings account, checking account sa bangko. Ito yung kumbaga income for future when I am no longer working.
Very
to
good.
Supplement kung ano man meron sila, Social Security, whatever. Diba?
Very good. Ito namang qualified account tayo mapunta, Raul. So the qualified account is an account like the money in your bank, checking, savings, CDs, that you can actually put into an annuity, correct?
Yeah. That money is normally transferred. Okay, kasi nakabayan na ano na yun eh. Normally yung pera nandun is after-tax money.
Okay.
Nandun na sa CD, no? Ngayon, ipat mo ngayon yan sa annuity, and that's since it's coming from a bank, okay, that is, the tax has already been paid. So ito ngayon is called a non-qualified account.
Correct.
Non-qualified for what? For tax deferral. Kasi nagbayad ka na ng taxes.
Very good. Raul, may the question here now, qualified, non-qualified account. So we're looking at lump sum money putting into an annuity. So aside from the lump sum, can anybody open up an annuity without a lump sum, like monthly payment or monthly contribution?
Correct. That is normally called the flexible premium deferred annuity or FPDA. Normally, yan, pwede maglagay every month, contributed to the account. It's like, nasa accumulation ka, di ba, where you do that sa mutual funds, automatic deposit. Diba? Ito naman ganun din, pero you're just depositing the money, your funds, with the insurance company. Sila custodian.
That's actually great. There's what you call a flexibility on to the premium. It doesn't have to come from it doesn't have to have a big amount of money that you need to put to open up an annuity. Very good, Napakaganda pala nitong ganitong flexibility. Ngayon, aside from the lump sum, aside from the flexibility, siguro naman may combination din.
Well, yeah, may combination din. But most of the time, ang tao either that opens what's called an SPDA, which is a single premium deferred annuity, di ba? Which is yung mga pinag-uusapan natin, yung mga funds from a 401k, 453b. In other words, retirement account. Kasi nililipat mo lang yun eh. From risk to safety. Diba? Kasi ayaw mo na mabawasan yan. Ngayon, yung mga nagbubukas ng monthly, flexible premium deferred annuity yan, normally, they start that with a small amount. Meron naman mga insurance company na okay lang, $100 a month, pwede.
Very good,
Yun ang
pwede palang gano'n na may mga flexibility. Sige, mapunta naman tayo sa age, Raul. Sino o ilang taon ang mga pwede mag-open ng annuity? Pero bang ganun?
Normally, legal age. Anybody is with, believe it's age 21, no? 21. And normally, itong suited nito for that. For the working class age, normally we start working at ganun age. You start early, 21.
Okay.
And then it's ideally up to the point, it goes as high as 88. Some companies, it's at 85.
Okay.
All right. But normally, the normal age would be anyone from that are moving the money, from 21 or transferring into annuity, 21 to about, I would say, just about 60, 65. Kasi yun yung ready for retirement na sila. They don't want any more risk.
Very good. At least yun yung alam lang natin yung edad ng mga pwede maglagay ng pera sa annuity, So, ngayon, ang funding natin, magkanong minimum? O kaya, di ba, gano'n naman lagi, di ba?
Magandang question.
Ate, magkano
Yan,
minimum?
Normally, para magbukas ka ng account yan is 5,000. Most insurance companies require 5,000 deposit para mabuksan yan.
Okay.
But keep in mind, most of the people na nagdi-deposit dyan, right, already have an existing account na from another company. In other words, retirement.
Okay.
Yun ang mostly.
Yun ang mostly naglalagay dyan.
Naglalagay dyan kasi gusto na nilang protektahan. They don't want to actively manage that account.
Oh, that's very
Bibigay
good.
na lang bibigay nila
Tama.
sa custodian na mag-manage yan.
Somebody has to manage them.
Na walang risk, diba? I mean, walang loss of principal. Isa pa yun ang nabibigay ng annuity na itong ibang investment hindi nabibigay.
Very good. Yun ang magandang tawag dito, magandang option sa mga kababayan natin. Mga kababayan, ang ibig lang sabihin ni Raul doon, may mga companies kasi pag nag-open kayo ng annuities niyo, minimum 5,000, may ibang company rin 10,000, 15,000 or 20,000 depende kung anong company ninyo gustong maglagay nitong annuity. Pero at the end of the day, kayo pa rin ang maghahanap. You have to do your due diligence para makita kung saan part ng annuity o what company pala, ibig sabihin, kung anong kumpanya kayo nafi-fit doon sa plano ninyo. So, very good, So, ngayon, alam na natin na ilalagay natin ang pera natin sa isang bucket. So, itong bucket na to, Raul, kailangan itago yung pera doon. For how long? Ano ba yung mga requirement na yan? Pag nilagay natin yung pera natin sa annuity, gaano katagal natin kaya pwedeng ilagay?
Maganda yan. Normally, ang ginagawa dyan is may surrender charge, di ba? Bakit ganon? Kasi dinidiscourage ka na kunin mo yung pera mo at maubos.
Oh, yun naman. Correct. Okay.
Kasi design dito basically para sa retirement, tulad na sinabi natin kanina.
Okay.
So, normally, basically, ang normal makikita mo yung surrender charge anywhere from 8 years to 10 years. Okay?
Okay.
Yun part na nakalagay doon. Again, is designed for protection ng tao para hindi maggastos yung pera at ubusin sa ibang bagay. Remember, itong pera nito, bakit mo binuksan tong account in the first place?
That's right.
Is for what? Retirement, di ba?
Okay. So, it should serve the purpose. So,
it should serve the purpose.
So, ngayon, ilalagay natin yung pera natin dito sa bucket na ito. And we can keep that money siguro 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, and probably some even companies will keep that money for 14 years or 15 years. So I understand that na pwede mo pala siyang i-keep doon. That's very good. I understand that. So ngayon, ang pag naitago na natin siya sa bucket, pupunta na tayo sa distribution phase. Correct po ba 'yan?
Yeah. Ibig sabihin, pag ready ka nang gamitin yan, normally, nasa retirement ka na, pwede mo ngayon i-activate ngayon yan. I-distribute na sa iyo yung pera. Very good.
So, yun pala yun, mga kaibigan. So, finance na natin siya, tinago na natin siya, ngayon may distribution phase naman. Mga kaibigan, ito po naman ang ating babalikan mamaya after our break. Pagbalik natin, i-discuss naman natin ang distribution phase. So, don't go away. Babalik po kami ang In My Toolbox. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, sir.
Ang pagbabalik po ng In My Toolbox, alam niyo po, medyo na bago ang tema natin ng halfway, So ngayon, ang pinag-uusapan po natin ngayon, if you just tune in to In My Toolbox, we're actually talking about how we can break down annuities. Ang annuities po kasi, just like what yung pinag-uusapan po namin ni Raul kanina, ang annuities po kasi is actually an insurance contract. Etong annuities na to, parang sabi ni Raul kanina na if you're insuring your cell phone, you're insuring your house, you're insuring your life, now you're insuring your retirement. So itong annuities na to ang produktong yon. At itong annuities na to, hindi po natin nakukuha yan kahit saan. Nakukuha lang po natin to sa isang insurance company. So, if you're so interested in knowing more about annuities, guys, I would suggest talk to your agent and explore what an annuity, how an annuity can help you. Okay, so kanina on the part of the annuity process, we have to have the funds, keep it into a bucket for X number of years. Pagkatapos naman ito, distribution phase na. So ito po yung pag-uusapan natin, yung distribution phase part. When you are ready to take the money, meron po tayong two ways on how to get the distribution. Ang letter A po na distribution is, pwede natin kunin lahat yung pera natin. So let's put a number. Halimbawa, naglagay ka ng $100,000 doon sa annuity ninyo and you kept it for 10 years. After 10 years, yung pera ninyo naging $160,000. So ngayon, ang distribution phase, pwede natin kunin lump sum yun. $160,000, you can get it. And of course, tax implication nandyan. Tapos pangalawa, do sa letter A, A.2, pwede po natin siyang kunin on a certain number of years. I-divide natin halimbawa yung $160,000 ng 10 years. So kuha tayo ng $16,000 every year. Tapos ang isa naman po is tinatawag natin certain amount. Pwede po tayong kumuha ng $20,000 every year hanggang sa ma-deplete yung pera mo. So yan po yung isang part ng distribution phase pag oras mo nang kunin ang pera mo. Pero bago ko ibigay yung pangalawa, before I give you the second part of the distribution phase, there was this point that Raul was talking about a while ago. What if, if you kept your money for 10 years and along the way, you had to take the money out, yun yung sinasabi natin kanina that there will be some surrender charges. The reason why the company has to impose some surrender charges so you can keep yung goal natin sa annuity for retirement para hindi natin siya basta kukunin at maubos lang. That's the reason why they have to penalize you if you take the money out early. So, balik tayo sa distribution. Yung second part ng distribution that we mentioned a while ago is what you call lifetime income. Anong ibig sabihin ng lifetime income? Aba, maganda to Lifetime income is actually money that you can never outlive. Wow! Ang ganda, no? Mga kaibigan, pakinggan mo to perang darating sa iyo na hindi mo mauubos. Parang ganda nun, Gusto ko yun, Para bang, kagwapuhan kong hindi nauubos. Parang ganun yung dating, So, ang akin lang, gusto ko yun, may lifetime income. Pero paano? How does the lifetime income work? Very simple lang po. Ganito po yan. Nung naglagay po tayo ng $100,000 dun sa bucket na pinag-uusapan natin kanina, when we place that $100,000 there, meron po tayong imaginary bucket. Ano po ibig sabihin nun? There's an imaginary second bucket. Lagyan natin siya. Yung sa A bucket, yun yung totoong pera mo. Doon sa B bucket, yan yung imaginary bucket mo. Nung naglagay ka, when you actually put $100,000 on bucket A, you also put $100,000 in your imaginary bucket. Itong imaginary bucket na to will grow on a different interest rate. But definitely, this bucket B will always grow bigger than your real money, which is in the bucket A. Bakit merong bucket na imaginary? This is the reason why, mga kaibigan. That money, yung imaginary money mo, that's where the lifetime income will be based on. Ganito yan. So you have $160,000 in your real bucket, but your bucket B, let's just say it grew $200,000. Now you would want to distribute or take the money out using the lifetime income benefit. So what's gonna happen? Yung $160,000 mo, you will surrender it to the company. Wala na po kayong $160,000, but in exchange to a certain percentage of that $200,000 on your imaginary bucket. Halimbawa lang for easy math, bigyan natin ng percentage. Bibigyan ka ng 10% o $20,000, you will get $20,000 every year for the rest of your life. Yun po ang ibig sabihin. So the $160,000, you gave it up to the company, and then you will receive in exchange to that $20,000 forever, an amount of money that you can never outlive. Yun pong ibig sabihin ng lifetime income. So, when you look at it, that depends on you if you want to trigger that or kunin mo na lang yung $160,000 mo. At the end of the day, It's what actually fits your financial planning. So yun pong ibig sabihin ng lifetime income. Pero sometimes people will ask, what if 5 years pa lang namatay yung tao? So kung kumukuha ka, if you're getting $20,000 every year for 5 years, so basically you only have $100,000 that you took out, sinurrender mo na yung $160,000 mo. So what will happen is that the difference of the $160 and the $100,000 that you already got, the $60,000, that will be given to your beneficiary in the form of a death benefit. Ganun po siya nangyari. So in short, you still get the full $160,000. But let's go to a bigger spectrum. What if you live for 20 years and you were getting $20,000 every year? That's $400,000. So, yung $400,000 na yun is actually so much more than your true money of $160,000. Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng lifetime income. So, again guys, with the annuities, that depends on what your plan is, but I would suggest sit down with your financial professional and discuss more about these annuities. Pero before we go further, with regard to annuities, I'd like to go back. Why do you want to choose an annuity? Okay? But let me just talk to you guys about one type of an annuity, which is called fixed index annuity. So, dun muna tayo mag-focus. So, why would I choose a fixed index annuity? Medyo biased ako because that's my favorite product, So, why would I choose fixed index annuity over other annuities? Not all annuities, probably on my own perspective, are great, but I would only choose fixed index annuity because I know this is going to be a good product that fits to everyone's purpose. Okay, so fixed index annuity. The reason why you would want to get into that is, number one, ang critical success factors of this product is because your principal protection. What does it mean? You're never gonna lose money. Your principal is actually protected. Number two, yung meron siyang konting fees but not the fees that we understand. It depends on what, for example, if we trigger the lifetime income benefit rider that I spoke to you about, there's a little fee on that. Or some crediting strategies, there's some fees on that. But otherwise, there's no major fees attached to it. And there's a lot more reasons why you would want to choose fixed index annuity, especially for people who are 72 years old. May tinatawag tayong required minimum distribution friendly, RMD friendly. Kasi in your IRA right now, once you hit 72, you're required to take money out of your IRA. Because if you don't take money out from your IRA, syempre, mape-penalize ka. Why do you need to be required to take a minimum distribution on your IRA? Because, of course, si Uncle Sam, he wants to take his part already. He waited a long time building your IRA, and when you reach the age of 72, he said, okay, I need to take my share already. That's the reason why they require you to get a minimum distribution from your IRA. Dito, because if you are into a fixed index annuity and it hits na 72 years old and you're still halfway of your term, di ba ang thinking natin dito, you will be what? Penalized by surrender charge. But, fixed index annuities like this, they are RMD friendly. They will not penalize you. Ang ganda, no? So, that's another feature of the fixed index annuity that I like, that it is an RMD friendly. So, guys, the power of annuity is actually very, very superb. The interest rate is based on a fixed rate and, of course, an index rate. So, if you are actually looking for a good product to protect your retirement, and that gives you a good yield in your hard-earned money, you might want to look at that fixed index annuity. Not only that it has a fixed rate, it also has an index rate. So ang indices kasi is going to be another topic, medyo mahaba yan, pero yan yung ating crediting strategies. You will hear, maybe you guys are familiar already, the Standard & Poor or the S&P 500. They sometimes, other companies uses the Fidelity strategies and etc. So ganyan po ang power ng fixed index annuity. I hope guys, you were able to learn another option for your financial strategy called the annuities. But then again, as I've been saying, all you need to do is to reach out to your financial professionals and, of course, give your due diligence on what type of annuity is perfect for you and why is it going to be perfect for you, and ask all these pertinent questions why this annuity is a good option for your retirement. So again, guys, you're listening to In My Toolbox. My name again is Enrico Pobre, and I hope you got something out of this topic tonight. And of course, lagi po tayo na magkikita every Thursday po ng 8 o'clock ng gabi. Hanggang dito na lang po tayo. It's all about breaking down annuities. God bless you all. I'll see you again.